Errol Anthony Wilks is a native of Palmer's Cross in Clarendon. Now he makes his home in Houston, Texas. His journey involves a transition from enlisting in the Navy to become an actor and ultimately a director of film and theater. He also went to San Diego High. He zooms in for this morning's Diaspora check-in. Master Errol, welcome. How are you, sir?
Why, hey, as long as we're up on the side of the earth, me feel good enough, son.
So great to see you. I said a couple of things just now, but let me hear it from you. When did you leave us? Why did you leave us? And I think you went to St. Croix first before you got to Houston, did you?
Yes, my parents migrated to the Virgin Islands when I was attending Youth Primary, and right after I passed the common entrance, they were going to take me up, but because I passed it for such a prestigious school, they decided to leave me down there. So I live with a family in Kingston, the Carsons, who are very, very, very dear to me and still stay dear to me. And when I finished high school, in fact, the week after I finished common entrance, I was on Eastern Airlines going to St. Croix. And when I got to St. Croix, well, I really couldn't find no work, you know. So one day I said the recruiter coming over from Puerto Rico to give the exam for the Navy. So I took the exam, I passed it with flying colors, and that's how I joined up.
What was that like for you? How long did you stay in the Navy, and what was that like for you?
Well, it was I counted every day. I mean, every person knows how many days, every seconds they have. But now that I'm out and everybody regaled me, you know, whenever I run into people, thank you for your service, it feels good. But while I was in, it was fun at times, but I counted the days. I was terribly homesick. I was stationed in Norfolk, Virginia, and it was cold. I mean, very cold. I had to stand watch outside sometimes when it was extremely cold. And back home, if you get over 90 degrees, if you get below 90 degrees, people think gotta come. So,
What was your role in the Navy?
I was an IC communications electrician. I worked on sound-powered telephones. Back in those days, back in the 70s, they didn't have cell phone and all them kind of businesses. So we had a phone that you had to ring up and, talk into it and so forth. So I was the one who fixed those things. But I found I wasn't very good at fixing things. And my bosses soon found out the same thing. So they made me to apply petty officer. Me used to fix things and have a whole heap of spare parts left over.
Fantastic. I want to get to your film career, but before that, I'm reading here that you won several awards, but you won a Congressional citation from the late Congressman John Lewis. Well, congrats on that. That must have been really fantastic. But why did you win that?
Well, it turns out that a lady, in my day job, I worked for the federal government, and there was a lady here who was having some difficulties with her Medicare, and I made a few phone calls. Well, the congressman's, one of his aides called, and she was, extremely chagrined that we didn't do what we were supposed to do. So I made a couple phone calls, and then the same aide called me back and said, "What what is your name?" And I gave her my name. And about 2 weeks later, my boss called me into the office, and she gave me the plaque and this picture and everything. It felt good because if you know the man's history, you know that he's an iconic civil rights hero. So to be honored by him and for a little country boy from Palmer's Cross, that really feel good.
That's fantastic. Transition now into your film career. How did that start? Tell me about that. And you're a director, you're an actor. What do you do?
Okay. Tell you how it started. When I was at San Diego, about I think I was in first or second farm. Nobody asked me how long ago that was. Trevor Rohn came to visit with us, and he did Hamlet soliloquy, and I saw that regal man standing up there on the stage, and I saw how all the girls and were just staring at him with awe, and I said, that me want do, okay? From that day, I decided that I was going to be an actor. It was because of Trevor Rohn, and I had the pleasure of meeting him a couple of years or so before he passed at the Jamaican International Festival that was being held down there in Jamaica. And I really missed that festival because I used to come almost every year, even when I didn't have a film in there.
Okay, so what do you do now? Are you still acting? I know you're directing. So what do you do now? Or you do them both?
Well, every now and again, somebody call me and give me a bit part in their film. I don't do much stage anymore because I can't remember lines anymore. But I moved to the other side of the plate, so to speak. I am a director now, and my alma mater, Texas Southern University, they allow me to come and direct a play every couple of years. I've directed 10 plays there. Now, the most rewarding part of that is that the young people whom I encounter, they come back to me, they call me whenever they get a part in a movie or something. So I'm living vicariously through them.
Yeah. So with all that you've done, if you had to do just one, what would you do? Acting, directing, what do you do?
I prefer directing. It's you putting all those parts together and seeing the thing, especially I prefer to direct stage. Let's put it that way, because film directing is a totally different animal. I've only done one, and it was a short film, and I found out I didn't like it because it's not organic at all. You know, you film one part here, you film another part there, but with stage it's organic. You start from the beginning, everybody wants something, and how they try to get that something towards the end of the play. Yes, so I prefer to direct.
Yep. Will we read one day that this great Mr. Wilks is directing a big Hollywood blockbuster film?
No, you won't read that. You'll probably read that I'm producing one because for film, I'm a producer.
Okay.
I let my partners, Lionel Hilliard and Corey Shields and Tim Dixon, they're the ones who are the geniuses behind the camera. I'm the guy who brings everything together. Yeah. That's where my skill sets are.
Yeah. I love your humility. It's so great to see you. Anyone you want to say hi to in Jamaica before you go?
Yeah, man. I want to big up the Wilks Reed family, them up in Clarendon and Yuatan, and I wanted to say hello to all my San Diego people all over the globe, because San Diego might be little, but with Talawa.
Yeah, man.
When we come on to that, Yeah. And also the Carsons, who were very instrumental and still remain that way in my life, and my daughter Priska, who's somewhere in Atlanta.
Okay. You come home often?
Well, not as often as I would like. The last time I came home was in 2018. We had a big family reunion down there. People come from all over.
Fantastic.
Yes, and we were scheduled to come down there in 2020, but of course, COVID intervened, yep. So I didn't get to come down there. Yep. Yeah, one more person, big up Bucky. Bucky is the guy who helped to set this up, So I really appreciate him for putting me in touch, and I am so happy that I got a chance to talk to you guys. Oh, and another thing, Haasmout, whose birthday today?
Yeah.
I taught me for free Spanish, because I used to school. Whoa, shh, don't tell nobody that. I used to school to go to Caribbean Regal, go watch movie. Rockers was one of my favorite movies at the time, and then they died,
Great to see you. I'm impressed. I'm really impressed that you were able to share some thoughts with us this morning. God bless you and your family. Stay safe.
One love.
Yeah, man. There you go. Errol Anthony Wilks. He's an actor, he's a director, he's a producer, and obviously much more.